Good morning. Today is Saturday, so welcome to a new weekly vlog. This week I'm going to be focusing on Kindle books. I've got so many on my TBR from my Kindle. So I have my Kindle. We are going to start the vlog off with Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. And I found this very interesting when I saw the synopsis. It's a group of people who go to pretty much this school, I believe, and everybody comes in with pretty much a vengeance against their employer. And so it says Big Master's Guide to Homicide. So it looked really cool. So we're gonna start off the week with this. Now, this week, we're gonna play it by ear because I go back to work full time this week. It's pre-planning for the start of the school year, and I am now back to work full time this week, and then some. So we're gonna see how much I can get read in this week. It's gonna be just kind of chill. I have no expectations for this week, so come with me and see what we can get done. I should be able to get at least a good chunk done over the weekend, but then once Monday hits, it's like, we'll see. So let's get some coffee and let's get to reading.
Check out this first sentence. So you've decided to commit a murder. What a way to start a book.
Good afternoon. I think we're in afternoon now. Today is Tuesday, so it's been a hot minute since I caught up with y'all. The last few days have been, how to put it, interesting, involved, busy, all of it, to where I hadn't been able to update you guys. So that's what I'm here to do this afternoon. And so I think the last time I caught up with you guys was Saturday. And so on Saturday, I was reading Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. And I got, let's see. So I am currently at chapter 10 of Murder Your Employer. And I started reading this on Sunday and I was no longer, I'm enjoying the book. It's an interesting read so far. I'm about 98 pages in, but I wasn't in the mood for it. So I kind of went on a hunt for some books, see what I was in the mood for. And so I tried a chapter of, I think it's called it's not Every Summer After, but it's like Summer Ever After. It was a newer release that I picked up thinking I was in a little bit of a romance mood. And then I realized I wasn't for it. So then I picked up One Dark Window and read a chapter of One Dark Window. And I was actually, that first chapter of One Dark Window was very good. I enjoyed it. I almost settled with it. But then I realized I wanted something a little more easy to read, something that I could get through rather quickly. And so I decided to pick up The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I borrowed it and I'm currently reading it on my Kindle. Of course, I wanted to show you Murder Your Employer's cover, but my copy of The Inheritance Games does not have a cover, so I figured I'd just stick with the picture that I put here on the screen. And so I've read a bit of that as well. How far did I get into that? Let's see. I don't even know technically where I'm at. Chapter 14. I made it to chapter 14. For some reason, I have a tendency to stop in the middle of chapters. Why? Beats me. And I decided also to redo my stickers. So now I've got book stack stickers all over, so that it's a collection of books. So, because I was getting tired of the ones that I had on there. So I decided to switch that out, and I'm at chapter 14 of The Inheritance Games. And then in particular, yesterday afternoon and this morning were a little on the rougher side for me. And I'm not going to go into details, but there are some personal matters. And they were a little rougher. And so I decided I needed some humor. And so I decided to pick up Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. And I'm currently reading this. I am in chapter 6 on page 127. Like I said, I'm currently in chapter 6. I stopped real quick so that I could update you guys because I missed you guys. I wanted to come back on and talk because I had an opportunity and I remembered to pull out my camera. So I'm reading Dreadful. I'm reading it along with an audiobook and it's cute. I see where the humor lies. It's not laugh out funny. It's more cute funny, which I realize how loud I'm talking. My goodness. It's not haha, laugh out loud funny, but it's really cute funny. And so our main character, Gav, he woke up without a memory and didn't even know who he was. And through just figuring out where he was, he's learning all this information. He learns he's got a princess held hostage. He's got the little gremlin, goblin things as his personnel in the castle. And his castle is decently sized. It's not huge mansion castle, but it's decent. He's finding all the areas of the house and stuff that he needs, and he's been having conversations with his princess, and he's also learning more of because he's like, how on earth was I this evil person? And he's starting to realize, like, he's starting to find all of the evilness in some of these interactions, like his attention, like, he can be very irritable. He's found that there has been some stuff that have been upsetting to him. So he's kind of finding some of these evil tendencies and trying to be good, more or less working right now. And so he's learning names. He's kind of getting a small idea of what's going on, but he's still missing a good chunk of details. And right now he's just kind of going with whatever happens to get more information without trying not to get people to know that he is missing information in his memory. So that's kind of his goal right now, is just trying to keep up with the information while it's coming to him, while he's dealing with this memory loss. So it's very interesting to see the interactions between him and his personnel and the princess, and just like all of that stuff versus who he was versus who he is, and his learning about who he was. And it's interesting. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice, good comfort read, which honestly I really need right now. So I think I'm going to keep reading this. I've got a few hours this afternoon. We'll see how far I get today. And then whenever I finish this, I am going to jump back to the Inheritance games. And I've been dying to pick up the Inheritance games. It's a nice, easy read. And so in the Inheritance games, we're currently dealing with, so our main character Avery, her and her sister live on practically nothing. And she's also a very, very smart kid. She's excelling in school to the best of her ability. She also holds a job. She's 16. And she gets a letter in the mail saying, hey, your name is in the will of this Tobias Hawthorne. And the problem is that she has no idea who this Tobias Hawthorne is. She doesn't know who he is. None of the family members know who she is. They just did a will reading with the entire family, and it went very interesting. And so we went through the whole will reading, and so now we're like in the next day. And so they're trying to get everything sorted out for Avery. That's kind of where we're at right now in regards to the Inheritance games. I just needed a break. I wanted a comedic read for a little bit. So I'm going to stick with Dreadful until I finish. And then we're going to jump back into Inheritance games, and we'll see how far I get. So this week has been very interesting, both in life and in reading. But you know what? I have those weeks. I did not know what was going to happen this week. And so now we're just taking it as it comes. So let's get back to reading. Good morning. Today is Thursday. And so I know I went another whole day without updating you guys. Yesterday was very busy though. Like I had no time yesterday to come on and update y'all. But it's okay. Yesterday I spent the entire day listening to Funny Story on all of my drives. And I literally just finished Funny Story by Emily Henry. It ended and then I put my camera on because I absolutely loved it. Oh my God. It's so cute. So, like, there was so much realness to it, and just, I wanted to cry a few times. I really did. I loved both Miles and Daphne incredibly. Like, I don't think I've ever loved a romance pair more. And, like, that's just me now finishing the book, but once it settles, like, we'll see. But, like, right now, I'm absolutely in love with Daphne and Miles. Like,
I love them. So, 5-star read. Oh my god, 5 stars. And I had started this for my new releases vlog last week, but I think I only got like maybe an hour into it. So, but I finally finished it. A 5-star read. Absolutely loved it. The one thing I'm very happy about with it, and the other thing that I think helped it be a 5-star, is that the way they did the third act breakup, it didn't feel like a chore to have a third act breakup. It melded with the story. Because if you remember a few weeks ago, well, that is, if you've been keeping up with me, a number of vlogs ago, I had read, like, Things We Never Got Over, and I was complaining about the third act breakup because the whole thing was just because Knox was scared and just didn't want to, like, he broke up with Naomi just because he was scared. And that annoyed me to bits. Because third act breakups for me have to be done right. Because typically I don't like them. Because it feels completely random. The one in Funny Story's third act breakup blended with the story so stinking well that I didn't mind it whatsoever. And just because it blended so much with, like, Naomi, no, I'm thinking of Naomi and Knox, of Daphne and Miles's relationship and connection, it just worked, you know? I felt like I related hard to both Miles and Daphne at different parts of the story, which really, honestly, really helped me connect with the story and the characters, and honestly did some of my own, helped with my own thoughts and stuff that, like, for me personally, it was just, I loved it. I loved the realness of the characters. I loved the imperfections of the characters. I loved the relationship of the characters. The different dynamics, because then we also have our 2 side characters of Ashley and, oh my god, I just drew a blank on the sister's name. It's a J. I wanted to call her Jill, but it's not Jill. Or Jamie? Crap. I'm sorry. I drew a blank on Miles' sister's name off the top of my head. Anyway, but these 2 side characters are fantastic. The name that I can't recall that's a J is Miles' younger sister. And so we learn about the whole dynamic between the 2 siblings as well. And then we've got Ashley who became friends with Daphne. And just the whole, what started as the dynamic of each of these individual relationships, then culminating into this big, huge relationship between the 4 of them. And I loved it because, like, of course, Daphne and Ashley were becoming this friendship. And then just somehow naturally, Ashley and the sister became friends as well. It's like the 2 of them almost became inseparable as well, which I found very cute. And I literally have, like, I'm rating it 5 stars, so I obviously have nothing bad to say about the story. Like, I can't get over it. I really can't get over it. So I finished that, and I am going to go on my next drive because I'm almost to work. So when I get into the car after work, I will be listening to Dreadful by Lynn Rozakis. I'm actually physically reading it. I'm kind of doing like of course, I have the paperback that I've been following along. I've got a bookmark in here, but I found the audiobook for Dreadful, and so I'm going to be reading that since I have the audiobook, I'm gonna put the audiobook on while I'm in the car so that way I can get through Dreadful quicker. And so, yeah, it's, Dreadful is going like really cute. I'm really liking it. It's cute. It's one of those cute, cozy reads. It's not really like it seems like for our main character Gav, like there is this high stakesness about it, but at the same time it's like the book itself isn't really a high stakes book, you know. And it's really interesting and cute, and it has me smiling. It's not really like I was telling you guys on Tuesday, like it's not a laugh out book, funny book, but it is a cute read. I am thoroughly enjoying the book, and I'm really liking Gav as a character. So yeah, I think that, like, if I'm projecting, because I'm at chapter 11, I'm about 60 to 70% of the way through, something like that. I'm actually early to work, so I may actually read some more of this before I gotta get started working. And so we're gonna continue reading this. I'm projecting it's gonna be about a 3-star, because like I said, it's a low stakes cozy book, so there's not really like too much at stake, if that makes sense. And so, but I'm still loving it all the same. Like I said, it's just, there's no high stakes. It's pretty basic. It's cute though. So like I said, I'm projecting it to be 3 stars, but in all honesty, that's, for this book, that's pretty good, I think. So, morning coffee. And this has become one of my favorite cups, my Frog's Breath cup. If you don't know, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas reference. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my like favorite movies of all time. It's actually like completely random, but it is. Don't ask me why. In all honesty, don't ask me why. So yeah, I'm gonna get in. We're gonna read some Dreadful, and I'll check in with y'all later. Good morning, all. It is Friday. I wanted to come on real quick because I had just pulled into work, but I had also just finished Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. I just finished. I put the audiobook on for my drive to work, and it was just enough time that I pulled in and with literally 3 minutes to go. So I've sat here and listened to the last 3 minutes, and this was, let me take this out because I don't need that anymore. This was fantastic. I loved it. I had a good old time with this. Definitely it was a cozy read. It was nice and simple, and it was really cute. I did enjoy it. 3-star read for sure. It was nice and simple. Well, I mean, I haven't heard of a book that has done a similar story, but there was something very nice about this story. I can't get over these skulls, guys. Like, it's so stinking cute. Even now that I've read it, I'm still marveling in the artwork. So I really enjoyed the ending. It was very heartfelt. Very, very heartfelt, and I loved it. I mean, I have nothing to complain about. And I think even though there's nothing to complain about, I'm still rating it 3 stars, but I think it's just because of the fact that it's like, there's something about the cozy reads like this one and Bookshops and Bone Dust that I've read, that because there's no high stakes, it's not as like engrossing as the high stake fantasy books and stuff that I rate higher. But there's just something very pure about these books, and I absolutely loved it. It's exactly what I needed when I started reading it, and I guess I've been reading more high stakes reads lately, that it's nice to take a pause and read something more of a comfort cozy read before jumping back into the high stakes. And I picked this up because I needed it at the time that I started it, and I started enjoying it so much that I just kept going, and I'm very happy with the results. So this is getting put down. I'm so excited to finally finish it. And up next, now I'm not going to finish it today, but I'm going to get it started. And you'll probably see, I'll continue reading it into next week, because it's like I started so many books this last week that it's like part of me wants to continue picking up what I put down this week, but also part of me wants to pick up other things. And so part of me is not really sure what I want to do in regards to what I want to read next week. I'm going to kind of brainstorm it today. And so, but the one book that I am going to pick up is Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Finney Boylan. I'm going to pick this up because it's a chonker. This is 432 pages long. It is also my book club read for this month. And so even though I have until the beginning of September to get this done, part of me just, I look at this, and the audiobook itself is 15 hours. Now, I do listen on two times speed, so I can get it done in half the time, but at the same time, because I have the paperback, I want to sit and read it as well. So there's probably going to be a different audiobook that I listen to on my drives, and this is going to be a book that I just read while sitting down. And so I want to make sure that I have plenty of time to get through it, and just, yeah, I want to make sure that I get to it and get it completed by the book club meeting early September. And so this is my next pickup in regards to paperback. And I think in regards to audiobook, I think I can continue the Court of Thorns and Rose series, but I will keep y'all updated just because I have until my next, I have literally an entire work day to figure out what I want to listen to on my drives. So I'm going to go into work. I'm going to pick up this as reading with my eyes, and I will brainstorm what I want to listen to with my ears, and we will go from there. All right. Hopefully, I shall check in with you after work. Let's go.